Deloitte Touche reported 2011 revenues for the year ending May 31, 2011 of $28.8 billion, an increase of 8.4% in U.S. dollar terms from 2010 of $26.6 billion. By service line, consulting was the fastest grower at 14.9%, from $7.5 billion in 2010 to $8.6 billion in 2011. Financial advisory growth was helped by valuation, restructuring, and forensic-related services, higher M&A volume, and upward trends in emerging markets. Audit grew by 4.7% from $11.7 billion in 2010 to $12.3 billion in 2011. Tax grew 5.2% from $5.4 billion in 2010 to $5.6 billion in 2011. Financial advisory services revenue increased an outstanding 15.1% from $2 billion in 2010 to $2.3 billion in 2011. Financial services recorded the highest revenue growth with 13.5%. Energy and resources grew by 8.8%, life sciences grew by 8.1%, and manufacturing by 7.5%. Americas increased 10.4% from $13 billion in 2010 to $14.4 billion in 2011. Europe, Middle East, and Africa revenues increased 3.2% from $10 billion in 2010 to $10.4 billion in 2011. Asia Pacific grew a spectacular 15.8% from $3.6 billion in 2010 to $4.2 billion in 2011. Asia Pacific revenues grew 15.8%, following a 9% growth, making it the fastest growing region in the 7th consecutive year. India and Australia grew more than 25%. Deloitte China grew 8.3%. Brazil and Chile grew in excess of 20%. Deloitte, US, Canada, Middle East, Sweden, Turkey, and Norway all experienced outstanding growth. In 2009, Deloitte revenues shrank less than PricewaterhouseCoopers, thus narrowing but not completely closing the gap against PricewaterhouseCoopers. In 2010, it became the leader by a minuscule but significant margin of $9 billion. But this remarkable 2011 performance did not help maintain Deloitte's lead over PricewaterhouseCoopers as the largest Big Four firm in the world. Its 2011 revenues of $28.8 billion were behind PricewaterhouseCoopers of $29.2 billion of the $420 million. A detailed performance PDF analysis can be downloaded at www.big4.com/analysis. You may reproduce or distribute parts or whole of this analysis, but prominent and full attribution should be given at all times to the 2011 Big Four Firms Performance Analysis by www.big4.com.